or the person who's using the road or motorist. Your Excellency, civic campaign will really need to be done. It's inevitable that our behavior on the roads is contributing immensely, including drinking and driving, people driving anyhow, a very bad border culture that seems to have become now the norm. Border now are being used not just to cause road traffic accidents, but to carry out criminal gangs activities around our cities. The regulations in this sector needs a major campaign for people of Kenya to accept that it is important to follow the law, but also we need to engage in very thorough enforcement. And NPS is properly briefed on the need to have thorough enforcement in this sector. Your Excellency, with those few remarks, on behalf of my colleagues, it is now my singular duty and pleasure to invite Your Excellency to give us guidance and advice pursuant to this report. Welcome, Your Excellency, the President.
Thank you very much. Please, let's take our seats. Asanteni sana. Let me welcome you again to this morning brief. I appreciate that it's not very warm around here, but I think it keeps all of us awake. There was a bit of engagement from the birds around here, and I thought there was some distraction. But it is not about the birds, it's about the instructions that were given to them. I think the person who instructed the birds did not give them the correct time. Ladies and gentlemen, the safety of our people on our roads remain a matter of grave national concern. Despite sustained interventions over the years, road accidents and the injuries and loss of life they occasion continue to exert a heavy and unacceptable toll on our nation. Kenya records more than 4,000 road fatalities annually. Last year alone, 5,009 deaths were reported on our roads, an increase, as was said by the Chief Justice, of 261 compared to the year 2024. These accidents and their ensuing fatalities and injuries cost our economy an equivalent of 5% of our GDP, translating to an estimated Kenya shillings 450 billion annually. During the 2025 festive season alone, 415 deaths were recorded. Just imagine, a 23% increase from the previous year. I am, however, encouraged that deliberate steps are already being taken to confront this challenge, a multi-sectoral approach. And for the first time, a coordinated interagency traffic justice model was successfully piloted during the 2025-2026 festive season under the framework of the National Council on the Administration of Justice. This initiative brought together enforcement, prosecution, and adjudication in a unified and a structured manner. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to note that the interventions during the festive season yielded measurable gains. The deployment of 36 prosecutors, 40 officers from the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, and 121 officers from the National Transport and Safety Authority significantly strengthened enforcement. As a result, fatalities involving public service vehicles declined by 10%, largely due to intensified oversight. This initiative has therefore established a viable and replicable national model for managing traffic offenses. Even so, emerging risks demand our urgent attention. Accidents involving private vehicles have increased relative to public service vehicles, and so have nighttime crashes involving long-distance trucks. Additionally, border-related accidents continue to pose a persistent and serious threat on our roads. The pilot showed the core drivers of road traffic accidents within the various sectors. Within the justice sector, key factors include weak enforcement, inadequate highway patrols, bribery across enforcement chain, lenient penalties that fail to deter offenders, poor interagency coordination, and gaps in post-crash response. Other major contributors include reckless driving, speeding and drunk driving, poor driver training, widespread unlicensed riding, unroadworthy vehicles, counterfeit spare parts, unsafe road signs, the high vulnerability of pedestrians and motorcyclists. Economic pressures on PSV operators are also contributing to risky behavior. The pilot further exposed critical weaknesses within the justice chain. These include persistent corruption and roadside bribery, delays in investigations and prosecutions, weak evidence management systems, digital gaps, inconsistent fines, absence of traffic-specific sentencing guidelines, limited capacity of the workforce, funding constraints, and weak enforcement of notices to attend courts. Operational challenges were also evident. Virtual courts achieved only 25% success rate due to connectivity and power limitations. Budget constraints affected the rollout of mobile courts. Case processing delays were noted between arrest and registration at the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. In some instances, agencies continued to operate in silos while public compliance with traffic rules remained low. Ladies and gentlemen, to decisively confront these challenges, the report sets out a comprehensive package of reforms that we must urgently give priority to stem the continued loss of life and injuries in our roads. First, on legal and policy reform, the report proposes that we amend the Traffic Act to respond to emerging risks. Key measures include the introduction of instant fines and a demerit point system for driving licenses, the standardization of driver training and licensing, and the fast tracking of the National Council of Administration of Justice Bill. I think that's what the Chief Justice was saying, that it's now time that we have the NCAJ with its own statute that would help us coordinate better the actions of the different actors in this space. Second, on digital transformation, the report recommends the establishment of an integrated e-transport and traffic case management system linking all relevant agencies. It also calls for the scaling up of automated ticketing, expanded deployment of CCTV and speed cameras, and the creation of a secure digital evidence management framework. Third, on police and integrity reforms, the report recommends the deployment of body-worn cameras for traffic officers, strengthened continuous vetting and integrity testing, enhanced anti-bribery mechanisms, and improved welfare, supervision, and working conditions for enforcement officers. Priority actions